It's coffee time. Hi all, my name's Steph, and today I just wanted to talk to you a bit about what I'm doing at the moment, what's been happening, what my plans are for the rest of this year. I'm basically wanting to start sharing my journey with more people. Um, I've got this week off work to have a bit of me time and to work on some projects that I was wanting to do. It's being Easter and it's getting cooler, now's the perfect time to take some time off work because I work full time at a plant nursery as a plant propagator and a propagation manager, so it's quite full on. So I kind of needed a bit of me time because I was getting a little burnt out, because not only do I work full time Monday to Friday, but I also run my own business, as you can see some of this behind me here. So I run my own flowers and gift business. So a bit of back history, why I kind of wanted to start sharing things that are in my life with you guys. Basically, for some time now, I've always had people ask me for advice on how I do things, because they would come over and see things that they liked and be like, how'd you do that? And I'm like, okay, I'll have to make a video for you. And they're like, oh, I'd love to know how to do that. How do you do that? So I get questions like that a lot, so I've decided, instead of me trying to make a heap of little videos and send them to individual people, why don't I just make a heap of videos and post them to you guys around the world and to all my friends and all my family who want to know how I do these things. So yeah, we're gonna start now. So welcome to this new journey of how I do things, and welcome to my life. I grew up in the Lockyer Valley on my parents' farm, which was a cattle and lucerne farm on this gorgeous 180 acres of prime pasture and just rolling hills and lots of trees, and here in Queensland, Australia. So it's very beautiful. So I grew up with that kind of background, and I was always so deeply in love with nature because there was so much of it, just so much beautiful nature that I was surrounded by. What's not to love? What's not to fall in love? Why would you not want to be out in that? So that's how that started, and I think it just kind of like sunk. It like dug its claws into my soul, and I just have carried that with me. So everywhere I go, I've sought, different jobs. I've worked in many different jobs. I've worked as a barista, I've worked as a florist, I've worked as a graphic designer and digital marketer. Um, what else? I worked in a nursery. And I've been freelancing a little bit, like a copywriting. So I've delved into a lot of things, but honestly, nature has really been a big part of my life, probably because that's how I grew up. And I've always had to keep coming back to flowers and plants and anything that's with animals and nature. So that's how the business kind of started. Was I just couldn't stop doing it, even in my spare time. I just loved it so much. So the business is called Dippety. So it's a funny backstory. A lot of people say, oh, is it because you're dippy, like you're a bit ditzy? But it's not that at all. So I guess sometimes I can be, like everyone can be, but the main reason is because we named it Dippety because my father used to say, "Oh my God, you're so dippy. Like you can't seem to stick to just one thing. Like you can't stay on one particular project for any length of time. You've got to like delve into so many different topics and projects and interests that it's made you who you are. So whether it's plants, it might be flowers, it might be candle making, it might be arts and crafts, crocheting, basket weaving, digital design, graphic design, writing, journaling. Like I just can't stop. Like there's so many things that I love and I find that are beautiful and I want to share with people, that I can't just pick one interest and go, yeah, this is all I'm doing. I'm a jack of all trades. I'm not a master of one. That's how the name Dippety came about, was because I'm dippy. I dip between so many different things, so many different interests, projects, and that's what this whole business is about. Because we do, in the business I make candles, we get in soaps. I used to hand make our own soaps, but working full time, I just couldn't find the time to do everything. So unfortunately I had to go back to buying in soaps. We do dried flowers, fresh flowers, incenses, gifts like teas, teaware, plants, pot plants, body oils, crocheted goods, just anything and everything that I love and want to share it with other people. So yeah, that's Dippety. But yeah, so that was that background. So my goal for the rest of this year, going into the cooler months, is I kind of wanted to bring you all into my life and what I do, whether it's bee gardening and planting out, how I plant out, how I raise my plants from seedlings to bring them into potted plants, things like what I use, what products I use, that help with the plant growth, like fertilizers and pesticides. Kind of like my schedule, my family, like we don't have kids, my partner and I, but we basically kind of do. We have 2 blue tongue lizards and what are the
family?
7 chickens, the little pekin chickens, which are quite a handful.
Boy boss.
We've got 5 pecans and 2 sea brights, so gold sea brights. So they can be quite naughty, so they keep us on our toes just as much as any child does. So
hello, darling.
that's pretty much our family. So we're quite a happy big family. I would love to see more people share what they do behind the scenes, and not be afraid to share what they do behind the scenes and things like that, because I have so often worked in businesses, and just been around and talked to people who are so afraid of sharing what they do and what they love and being passionate about it and exchanging knowledge and information and just talking to each other, like businesses talking to each other and sharing what they have learned. People are afraid to do that as business owners a lot, just people in general, because everyone's scared of competition. They're scared of being outdone. They're scared of their ideas being stolen, and that's kind of sad. Because especially in the horticultural and the floristry industry, it's very dog eat dog. No one wants to talk to their competitors. No one wants to, everyone's so jaded against each other, and it's not a very nice scenario to be in. And why are we so scared? Like, we should be sharing knowledge, and we should be sharing the things we love and our passions, because that's how we learn and that's how we grow. Like, industries and plant care and flowers and business should be, quite fun and exciting, and it is challenging journey in our lives, but if we share knowledge and techniques and stuff, we can all learn, we can all grow, we can all be better. We are all unique in what we do, so I don't think we should be afraid of our competition. We just need to stay true to what we do and focus on that, because we are all different. We all have different ways of doing things. Not one way is going to be suitable for everyone. Nor is it going to be easy for everyone, nor is it affordable to do all the different skills. So, like, I really think that as a business owner, find what you like to do and stick to it. And yeah, just you can share knowledge with other people and you can see what other people do and try it, but you need to have your core focus on what you do and what you love, or what your style is. Like here at Dippety, my style is very it's very wholesome, it's very natural, it's almost vintage, but it's not quite vintage. I would say it's very like naturalist. I'm not saying that as an environment. I mean, like, there's so much just nature involved in my artworks and my designs and stuff. Like, we are very like fern, moss, like bark, rustic kind of styled. I don't know if you can see like some of these designs behind me, but this is, yeah, kind of like Australian natives. It's just different from what I've seen out there, and I don't know why I don't like try to be different, but that's kind of like an example of how we all are unique. And it's like how we decorate our houses. Like, if there's a kind of way that a lot of us decorate our house that just looks different from the next person's. It's not the same, even though like we can try this kind of style, like whether it's minimalist or it's black and white or it's retro or whatever, but you know, there's always just something that it's like our brain to eye to actual doing. That process seems to just be different from other people. So what we think looks good here, so we might place something somewhere and we think, oh, that looks good. That creates a look that's more than likely different from someone else. Someone else probably won't do that the exact same way with the exact same things. So that's what I mean. We are all so unique that I don't really think that we should be afraid to share what we do. And we shouldn't really be afraid of competition, I don't think. Because, yeah, we are so different. Someone else can try to copy what we do, but it's going to look different, it's going to be different, and it's probably not going to be natural to them, so they'll probably give it up in, you know, whatever time period, but and they'll go back to doing what feels natural to them, because what feels natural is easy, it's stress-free, it just flows, where what's not natural you'll struggle with, you get frustrated, and you know, it's so much harder. So just stick to what you do, what comes naturally, what essence flows from you, I guess. And that's kind of the only advice I can have for that. But yeah, let's actually try and start changing. Let's change some of these mentalities that are not helping us grow and develop as human beings. Let's create industries of, you know, loving, sharing, passionate people that love talking about what they do, love sharing what they do, and just, yeah, creating this atmosphere of love, sharing, and, you know, passion. Because life's very dull without all that. And especially if you spend 9 to 5, you know, doing that every day, you're not going to love it so much if you're in this atmosphere that's not so passionate. You know, so just my thoughts. So with all this in mind, I would love to see more people join me on my journey. So please like, subscribe, follow, etc. to see the different things that we are doing here in our little cottage and with the business. And if you'd like to learn how I do things, and just some little tips or tricks along the way on plant care, on candle making, on flowers, on arts and crafts, on just general life stuff. Yeah, please come along for the journey. It's going to be one hell of a ride. So, thank you.